Hell will freeze over before I do what you have.
Well, thank you, sir. You have a great day, all right? Buenos días, amigos míos. ¿Cómo estamos? Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? It's day 6 of 7, which means we are almost finished with this adventure. But we're not actually even close to being finished with this adventure because we have the hardest day of the whole trip today. In this beautiful surroundings, we're crossing from Colorado to Utah, and we will be climbing over 4,000 feet on our bikes. And it's probably gonna suck. It's probably gonna test every element of mental fortitude that I possess. We're gonna be crossing into Utah. Essentially, we have one more big push up today before we coast down into Moab, Utah tomorrow. So the ride today is only 22 miles, which by regular standards is pretty short. But considering the elevation gain, going from 4,000 feet back up to 8,000 feet, it's gonna be tough. So wish us luck. It's hot, it's hot. Well, we are getting deeper into this canyon, and it's definitely no joke. It's up, up, up. We're kind of boxed in now. It's almost like a slot canyon. Really beautiful scenery, red rock, but ain't no rest for the wicked here. It's just gonna be, it's gonna be hellish. It's starting to get hot. Luckily, there's still a cool breeze every once in a while, but there's no other way around this but through it. So let the Suffer Festival begin.
Bro, this after yesterday is like incredibly challenging. Brutal. This is gnar.
This is hard. There's really no other way to say it. This is super hard. You can see the road down there, like we have climbed, I don't even know, definitely over 2,000 feet, I would say. We had to push it this last section here. It's just too steep and too prolonged, but it feels like we're starting to get up here onto this plateau, which is good. Get out of that canyon.
Can't wait. Channeled all my fury and power on yesterday's hill, and today I'm just happy and tired.
Onwards. It's not done. It's not even close to done. That was really hard. We made it to the top of the first part of today's climb. And we're essentially on the top of this plateau, almost the same elevation as the plateau that we came down yesterday. And this morning we just climbed right back up, but on the other side. Good news is we are officially in Utah, and Moab is probably only about 45 miles away. So we still have a good ways to go on today's climb and today's ride. But we're gonna take a little breather up here, eat something, and then keep going. It feels really good to challenge ourselves like this, and while it's difficult in the moment, I find that the feeling after completing something like this makes all of that struggle and that suffering worthwhile. It builds character in ways that you just can't imagine beforehand. So I can barely hold the camera up right now to vlog, but it feels good to be back up here.
I got my mind made up. I'm living in this world trying to raise up. Never gave in, never gave up. The times I was down had to stay up. I got my mind made up. I'm living in this world trying to raise up. Never gave in, never gave up. The times I was down had to stay up.
So I think it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. We rode really hard, and I'd say we're probably approaching 2/3 of the way done. But it was hot and we were tired, so we found literally the one bit of shade up here in this big exposed plateau under a tree next to a large pile of cow shit.
It's a little bit excessive, but I bought this silly thing, and I'm now at a point where I'm literally napping beneath the hot sun. So I'm gonna go moon man, and I'm going to
Reflect.
I'm really just gonna reflect. I already feel cooler.
We're gonna hang out here for a while. The sun is still just very strong, and we have a lot more climbing. We're calculating we probably have 5 or 6 more miles of climbing to get to an irrigation ditch where there's water, and we each have about 1.5 liters of water. So we figure the longer we wait here, the cooler it's gonna get. The less water we drink, the less chance we have of running out of water and getting dehydrated. So we're taking a note from the lions in the savannah, and we're just gonna hang out here in the shade for a little while longer. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
So hot.
I know. Especially on a bicycle out in the middle of nowhere.
I know. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it. We're doing the San Juan Huts.
You going up?
We're going up.
You want me to tow you?
No, I mean that would be nice, but no.
Here, I'll tip this.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
You are welcome.
You're an angel. Thank you, tree and kind lady in a Polaris who gave us water. Appreciate it. It's time to keep going.
Flowers did not grow.
Okay, ladies and gents, day 6 is over, and tomorrow is our last day riding, but I can tell you that today was the most challenging day on a mountain bike I have ever had. Climbing up John Brown Canyon.
It's not done. It's not even close to done.
Today was 22 miles straight up from, you know, around 4,000 feet to around 8,500 feet. So it was a really, really big day, pushing the bikes up there, you know, having to shelter from the sun, almost running out of water, being saved by a kind passerby, which has happened twice now, once for Carlos and I, and earlier in the trip for my dad. But we are up here at this beautiful hut, the La Salle Hut, in this incredible little meadow, surrounded by pine trees, just feeling a sense of accomplishment and a sense of gratitude for the opportunity to be out here and to do this trip, to spend so much time on a bicycle and in the great outdoors. It's a combination of two of my favorite things, and this is a trip I've wanted to do for so long. So getting up and over the most challenging day, the biggest climb, it feels really good. So inside in the hut right now, I'm cooking up some chicken and bean enchiladas with some cabbage. Gonna have a nice cold beer to wash it down, sit out there, and definitely gonna be an early night tonight because it has been a long day. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's quiet, and I'm gonna enjoy my final evening on the San Juan Huts. So, see ya. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, good morning, day 7. It's a beautiful day, clear skies, sun is coming up over the pine forests, and it's the final day of the Telluride to Moab route here in the San Juan Huts. I'm equal part excited to complete this journey, but I'm also a little bit bummed. I'm a little sad that it's coming to an end. You know, in life, all good things must end, as they say. So I'm gonna do my best to enjoy the most I can today, and that shouldn't be too hard because we are entering into some of the best mountain biking in the world coming up today. Moab, Utah is world renowned for its slick rock mountain bike riding. We are up right now at around 8,500 feet in a pine forest, and we're gonna be ending down in the desert at around 4,000 feet. So while yesterday was lots of climbing, today is long descents and just a couple of little climbs. So it's gonna be super fun. But before we can get riding, we have to finish packing up our bikes and cleaning up the hut. So I'm gonna go take care of that so we can start riding. Let's go.
Excusez-moi, monsieur, suivez-moi pour voir la prochaine pièce.
met her in the lobby of some beautiful hotel where feet were movable. She seemed something unusual, no politicians, musical. Like, who is you, so viewable? She kept it 1, 2 zeros, like yes. Finally someone hit refresh. Boule, 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 boule. Are you model of the kingdoms that you toppled in your novel? Laugh at that like Frida Kahlo. We connect like eyebrows. You look just like my style, like you living life how I've been living right now.
So we just pulled off of the road here to a little stop called Bull Canyon, and behind me are fossilized footprints of dinosaurs, and that is just really mind-boggling to imagine dinosaurs walking through this environment, through this landscape. But it's also kind of a reminder of just the impermanence of life and the importance of like the present moment. And thinking about generational stuff, you know, like, will our offspring still be around, you know, millions of years from now? Nobody can know, but it's definitely pretty cool to walk through here and literally walk in the footsteps of the dinosaurs. These ones are really well defined. Look at that one. Edward Abbey once wrote in his 1968 classic Desert Solitaire that wilderness is not a luxury but a necessity of the human spirit, as vital to our lives as good bread and water. And after this trip, spending the last week cycling across vast stretches of wilderness, I would have to agree. This trip was a journey, and like all good journeys, we start off thinking and feeling one thing about the adventure, and we end taking away something else entirely. And I think with the San Juan Huts, that was definitely the case. I've wanted to do this trip for, well over a decade. My dad did it back in the mid-2000s, and ever since that trip, always sounded like something I would love to do. I have been feeling lately, especially after the lockdown and months inside, this necessity for wilderness, this desire to immerse myself in the natural world and to unplug. That in itself was so beneficial. When I think of the one thing that I've taken away from this journey is just the diversity in landscapes. We started in Telluride, Colorado, high up in the San Juan Mountains, an alpine environment with snow-capped peaks surrounding us. The view from the hut on night one at nearly 11,000 feet, pushing our bicycles up that last section to get to the hut. It was like Sisyphus, you know, the guy from Greek mythology who's just destined to keep rolling the ball up the hill, and right when he gets to the top, rolls back down and he has to do it all over again. But thinking of that and juxtapositioning that landscape with the one that we're in now truly puts into perspective the magnitude of this journey. You know, we've covered 215 miles of wilderness. We have transversed 2 mountain ranges, the San Juan Mountains and the La Salle Mountains. And doing that with human power only. Our 2 legs and a couple of gears on a bicycle, pushing our way up and over those mountains and cruising in here to Moab, Utah. So that diversity in landscape is just unbelievable, and that's what really sticks out to me from this trip. Our public lands are our birthright, and we live these hyper-connected lifestyles where we're constantly on, we're checking our screens and our devices, and we tend to forget that there's just so much land out here that's open for us to use. This trip has put into stark perspective how important it is for us to conserve that land for future generations, but also for us to get outside now and to use it and to respect it and to fight for its preservation. The San Juan Huts was a perfect way to experience this beautiful corner of the United States. This journey, like all journeys, teaches us many things. I have immense gratitude for the great times and moments that I got to spend with my dad on this trip. I'm a bit bummed that it didn't work out with him making it here to Moab with us, but I understand, you know, at 67 years of age, a 215-mile mountain bike journey with thousands of feet of climbing at elevation on hot days, that's a tall order for anybody, let alone somebody creeping up on their 70s. So Dad, I just want to give you a big round of applause. I think you did great. I think many of us, we doubt our capabilities, we doubt what we're able to do. And without testing that, without pushing that a little bit farther, then we stagnate. So that's what it's all about. That's what life's all about. Even if you don't fully complete the thing that you set out to do, you're still growing from that. And that in itself is beneficial. So round of applause to you, Rob. Good job, and thank you for inspiring this trip, because I wouldn't be here without you, blazing the trail before me. I also want to say a huge thanks to the San Juan Hut System, particularly Kelly. Thank you for helping me organize this trip. Thank you for hosting me. It's been such a memorable experience, one that I will never forget, and one that I'm so happy to share with all of you boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen back home. To my buddy Carlos for joining me on this wild adventure and sticking it out with me until the end and helping me film this so that I can share this story with you back at home. And hopefully this journey inspires similar journeys for you and your loved ones wherever you are in the world. So if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications enabled so you don't miss out on any future videos. And please leave a comment down in the comment section. Tell me your name, where you're tuning in from, and share your thoughts about the trip down there in the comments below. All right, well that's it. As I always say, travel farther, fail smarter, and never give up. Peace.